What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. And what I'm going to be doing in this video is taking a look at the new 2021 Camaro SS. And here's what the key looks like. You got remote start, your lock and unlock buttons, trunk button, and panic button. So this exterior is called Shadow Metallic Gray, and starting from the front bumper, you can see it has that aggressive look, which I prefer. I like this type of look on the Camaros. I don't know where that look's gonna go in a few years, but I like the overall look. In the front of the vehicle, you can see the front wheels. There are some 245, 40, 20. So these are 20-inch wheels in the front, and you go around to the back, you have some, you still got some 20-inch wheels, but these are 275s in the back. And looking at the vehicle from the side profile, you got some kind of muscular lines, you know, at the bottom, which gives it a really sharp look. And then you got the kind of, like, I would describe them as hips in the back. Let me go back to the front and you look at the hood. You got the heat extractor vent, which I love on the Camaros, make it look really aggressive. They could have went a little bigger with that, but I think for the most part it looks pretty aggressive how it is. And you can see these two sharp lines on the front hood. That looks pretty awesome to me. Going down to the brakes, you do get some 4-piston Brembo brakes from Chevy on this in the front, and in the back you do get some 4 pistons as well back here. So 4-piston up front, 4-piston in the rear. Back here you do get quad exhaust, as you can see, which is pretty cool. So these exhausts sound pretty much way better than the regular dual tip exhaust. They call these the MPP, I think. I'm not sure what MPP stands for, but it's basically a dual mode exhaust, so it crackles whenever you do anything in the car pretty much. So it's not the biggest opening, but you do get a decent storage in here. I believe you could fold down the rear seats. I'm not too sure. I don't really see anything where you could actually pull a tab or something to release the seat, but back here you do get some it looks like a tow hook right here, and you do get some extra floor mats. When you lift this up, there's no spare tire or anything back here. So overall, decent space. And for the hinges, you do get hydraulics, so that's pretty cool. Nothing to crush your groceries or anything that's back there. Here's a preview of the window sticker. So these Camaros pretty much start at around $35,000. When you option them out, like specifically if you get a 1SS Camaro, it'll go up to about $40,000. If you get a 2SS, it'll go up to about $45,000. But since this is a 1SS, this one was about $43,000, and the dealer, it went down $1,000, I believe, and then the dealer is also doing $1,000 off this specific one. So let me just say it right now, I'll give a shout out to Kearney Mesa Chevrolet for letting me check out their 2021 Camaro SS. And if you want this specific one, I think this is the only one they got left. I'll leave their link in the description. You could go check it out and check out the rest of their inventory. Hopping into the interior of the vehicle, since this is a 1SS, like I mentioned, there is not much leather or anything like that. So the seats basically are all cloth, and that's pretty much, you get no ambient lighting because this is a 1SS. But starting from the door, you do get soft touch leather right here where you'd rest your elbow. You do get, I believe this is a trunk button to release the trunk from inside the vehicle. Your basic window and door controls right here. Door handle, nice. I believe this is plastic or aluminum. Unlock, lock button. And stepping in here, I believe this interior is called jet black and ash light gray. So although it's cloth, it still looks pretty decent. So now sitting in here, let me close the door. You do get a nice leather wrapped steering wheel with the SS logo at the bottom, and it is a flat bottom, which I think is pretty cool. I think this should be done for every sports car pretty much. Nice flat bottom. They should have made it in a nice silver, like this trim right here, put that right on the bottom. That would have been pretty cool. In this vehicle, since it's not a 2SS, you don't get the heads up display either, which would be literally straight ahead. Oh wow, look at the fighter jet. That's pretty cool. But that's pretty much the steering wheel, and you get the same dash that you would get in any of the newer Camaros. And you get your shift knob. It feels kind of flimsy, I'm not gonna lie. It is wrapped in a leather shift boot with some white stitching going down. You have your mode buttons for your, you know, your sport, track, and normal modes. And you do get these nice, really cool vents to control your AC and all that stuff. You do get 2 cup holders, as well as a small cubby storage. This has to be the smallest cubby storage I've ever seen in a car. Like, it's literally nothing. You can't really even put a phone in there, I don't think. Maybe some coins or something like that. And looking back down here, you do get 12-volt outlet. And when you open this up, you do get 2 USB 3.0 ports, as well as an aux port down there. You do have your electronic park brake, traction control off, your hazard light buttons, all your AC control. And as you go up, you get the beautiful crispy 8-inch display that's in most of Chevy's newer stuff for 2021, 2020, and maybe 2019. And you get a nice dash. This feels like a really good quality material. Oh wow, that sun is really hot. Up on the dash, it's the same type of material that's down here, so it feels really good to the touch. So that's a plus. So it doesn't feel cheap in this interior at all, to be honest. And in this vehicle, you don't get a sunroof at all. So I mean, I wouldn't mind. I don't really care for a sunroof, so that's not a big deal to me. Up here, you do get some LED puddle lights, and you do get SOS, OnStar, and some other functions right here. And you do get this frameless mirror. I'm not sure if it's that camera one. I don't believe it's the camera version of the rear view mirror. I think you get that on the 2SS Camaro. So now let me actually hop in the back seat of this car so I can show you guys what it feels like back there. You already know the Camaro has a really short roof line, but I'm already short, so I don't really have to struggle to get back here. So I basically had to push the seat up all the way forward to get back here. So I mean, I wouldn't recommend anybody sit back here, to be honest, because it's not something that should be done in this type of car. But I do fit back here. I do gotta mention that my head is touching the roof a little bit. So I mean, you could take short drives in this. Somebody like me could take short drives in this car, but not for very long. I do believe it would get uncomfortable. You do get a small triangular window back here. You do get a speaker right down here, armrest, which is hard plastic, and that's pretty much it. You do get a small cubby storage here, and that's about it for the rear of the Camaro. Now let me give you guys a quick startup and show you guys what the infotainment looks like, and as well as what the exhaust sounds like in this vehicle. Gauges do a nice sweep for you. So this is basically what the gauges look like in this car. You do get a nice crispy digital display right in the center, which displays your speed. It displays, hold on, pause for a second. All right, there's nothing there. A timer for like your 0 to 60s. The tire pressure monitoring system. This actually looks really good. You get oil life, you get fuel range, as well as your different trips, and you can reset everything here. So on the steering wheel, you do get all of your navigation buttons, call, accept, and end buttons, as well as cruise control on the other side. This vehicle does have paddle shifters to control that 10-speed automatic transmission. So while we're up here, let's talk about the infotainment. So this is Chevy's newest 8-inch infotainment system. It's really crispy. As you can see, it looks really good. And here you get audio, you get phone, Wi-Fi hotspot, users, so you can have different profiles, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay settings, as well as other apps. So I won't get into all the apps right now, but you do get OnStar, Climate, SiriusXM, and you can get the My Chevrolet app as well. So let me show you what the radio sounds like really fast.
I can't believe that you would have believed me.
So that's pretty much what it sounds like. Let me open the door and see what the sound system that is. So it is unbranded, actually, so I can't tell you what it actually is right now, but it sounds pretty good for the most part. It sounds pretty clear, good amount of bass in it. I love bass. If you can't tell, in music I love bass, so that's what I look for. But it sounds pretty good, sounds pretty clear for the most part, so there's no complaints there. Otherwise, the infotainment is really crispy, really responsive, and it's really nice to use, really simple and easy to use. You do get 4G LTE connectivity down here. It displays the temperature, the time. And for the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, I believe I had my phone connected to it. All right, guys, so the Apple CarPlay is not cooperating with me right now, so I can't show it to you, but it does have Apple CarPlay because I used it to get to this location where I'm reviewing the car. So that's pretty much it for the interior infotainment system of the car. So now let's get to the test drive portion. So I basically have the car in tour right now, so it's real quiet. The steering wheel is really easy to handle, no big deal. So let's actually take it out on the main road. I did forget my headband today, so I can't actually connect the GoPro to anything to give you a nice POV. So as soon as you step on this car, it literally wakes right up. And it is in tour mode right now, but it does take a second to actually downshift and everything. So basically the visibility in the Camaro is still the same. It never changed from previous Camaro. I mean, the side mirrors are pretty much like, I don't mind how small they are, but that rear view gets me every time. And I feel like maybe it could be an issue, but this is a sports car, so I mean, it's built to look and, you know, function the way it is, so I can't really complain too much. Otherwise, the car drives really comfortable. So now I got the car in sport mode. And it gets crazy when you get on it. One thing I forgot to mention is that this car does have 10-speed automatic transmission, about 455 horsepower and 455 pound-feet of torque. So this thing does pretty much pack a punch. For the most part, this is a really nice car, 455 horsepower. So yeah, if you guys did like what you've seen in today's video, my review of the 2021 Camaro 1 SS Shadow Metallic Gray exterior, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.